Hello everyone, this is Faiza from Tailored by Faiza. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting project to share with you. I've got this mini iron that I've got a lot of I've heard a lot of good things about this. It works perfectly for my sewing classes. And the only thing is the cover that comes with this one, I just don't feel like it secures this enough. So I'm going to make a carrying case for this one. I've never made this before, so I would say that we will make this together. So for this project, since it's really small, so I'm going to be using my scrap pieces. This is the one that I will be using on the top, and this is the one that I'll be using for the bottom. How will we measure it is that I am just putting it like this on top of a ruler, and I would like to make sure that this thing is inside. So I'm not measuring it like so. So this thing is inside, and then this is how I'm measuring it. So it is coming out to be 5.5 inches. I would rather make it 6 inches so that I can put the things inside easily. And then this way it's coming out to be 4 inches. And the how tall it is, we'll just put it on the table and then we'll measure. So it is coming out to be 3.5 inches. So these are our measurements. I'm going to be quilting these pieces, the top part of it. I love to quilt, so what I'm doing is that I'm using fusible fleece. So this is for the top piece, this is for the bottom, and these are for the sides. I'm going to be using a zipper. I'm using zipper by the yard, but if you have a regular one, you can use that one too. I'm using fusible fleece. These are from 2 different brands. Again, I said I'm making use of my scrap pieces, so whatever I had available, I'm doing it with this one. So I'm going to fuse these fabric pieces, and these are actually bigger than the measurements I just showed you, because I'll tell you how will I like to draft the shape of it. So let me fuse it and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I have fused all the pieces together. I forgot to tell you how I took this out. This is actually longer than this was actually the piece that was available to me. But if I have to measure, then how long do I want it, I'll just wrap the inch tape around it and I'll measure. So in this particular case, it was coming out to be 15 inches. It's actually 14.5 inches. This strip is probably 18 to 19 inches long, so I'll just cut the excess off once I'm done with the shape. So I'm just making sure that when I'll put it inside, it will have enough room to have everything. It's I've kind of eyeballed it. I believe this is 1 inch more on every side. Now I want my pattern to be symmetric on both sides and not bigger or smaller from any side. So I have mark a center point, and then I'll finalize the pattern. So this is the final pattern. Now I'll cut it, and when I'll open it, it will be symmetric on both sides. So I'll be using this one. Okay, so my pattern is ready now. I'll need two pieces for this one. This is the bottom piece and this is the top piece. I still have to quilt it, but how will I transfer the pattern is that I will do it on the wrong side of the fabric. So I will tape it or pin it as you like, and then you will keep a seam allowance, maybe 1/2 inch, and then I will tape it all the way across, and then I'll cut it. And that's what I'm going to do with both of these pieces. Alright, so I have now cut these two pieces, and I have kept the seam allowance all the way around. This was the pattern that we made, so I have a seam allowance all the way across. Also, I have pasted a lining fabric on the other side on these two pieces, as well as I have one piece for the back side because I'm planning not to do the zipper at the back side. So how it's going to be is I will put this on the sides, and then there'll be a zipper, and then this is going to be at the back with no zipper. So I will size it later on. First I will prepare the zipper, and for that what I'm going to do is that I've cut this of this length. So I'll also put the lining because I want the zipper to be inside. So the pretty side of the fabric, zipper should be facing that, just like this. So we are basically sandwiching the zipper between the two pretty sides of the fabric, just like this. And then I'm going to sew a seam over here, and then I will repeat the same step for this thing. And when we will open it, we'll have a zipper that will be in between these two layers of fabric. Let me prepare this, and then I'll show you how will I sew all these pieces together. Okay, so now I have prepared my zipper and it looks nice and neat. Now I would like to decide that how high do I want it to be. So for me, this one looks too high at this moment, so I'm going to resize it. Okay, so this is actually 3 inches high, so I would like to have maybe 4 inches high would be a good one for this. So I need this one to be 4 inches plus seam allowance. That's what I'm going to do. Before that, I will size it as per 4 inches plus seam allowance over here and seam allowance on this part. So if it is 1/2 inch, so it's going to be 4.5 plus a 1/2 inch here, so it's going to be 5 inches. Okay, so this is the height that I need now with the seam allowance. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Once the seam allowance is gone, it will be a very good height for me. Now I'll put the zipper pulls. Okay, so this is now ready. Now I'm going to prepare the back piece. This is not going to be sewed like this all the way. Now I'm going to prepare the back piece. For the back piece, I'll keep the height as same, and then this is what I would like to have on the other side. This much. So in this case, it's coming out to be 4 inches, so I'm going to make it 4 inches by 5 inches. Okay, so I'm now going to prepare this thing first. This is exactly the same height. So I'm going to sew this, and then all the way across this thing again.